Well, I don't get to share my treasures very often, so I brought a bunch of stuff. Crochet is one of the gentle arts. Gentle arts, okay. And often people confuse crochet and knitting. So I say, knitting is with 2 sticks. These are my grandmother's knitting needles. Oh, wow. And crochet is with 1 hook. So if you drop a stitch with crochet, you only, if you drop 1 stitch, if you drop it with knitting, the whole thing, it's panic time. So again, this is an antique knitting needle made out of bone. Crochet hook made out of bone.
So many different sizes.
So yeah, so we go crochet. We go from itty bitty to bigger than this even, but this is one of the larger ones. This is a K. So there are all kinds of little implements that you use. So both of them, crochet and knitting, are basically a bunch of organized knots. Just, and depending on where you put what, and the size of your needle, and, why am I saying that? I should never pick those knitting needles up. You can make itty bitty things. This is made with a fairly small hook. But it's also very versatile. I have a purse, a little iPad fits in here perfectly. This was made before iPads ever were. So, so these are all different elements, things you can do. And also here, I just grabbed these because one of the gentle arts is tatting. Yes. And, well, here, this one's a little larger. You can see.
Is tatting putting something on the edge?
Yeah, right, yeah. This lace is tatting.
Does tatting always go on edges?
No, you can do a whole piece that is just tatting. I don't have any, I have no clue how to do it, so these were inherited from grandmothers, actually. So, I do have, if anybody's interested, you can try to go along with what I've done here. Crochet means 1 loop. So if you have a single crochet, well, first of all, basic, you almost always start with a chain. And which is, okay. You need a little space here, a working space, triangle. And so you hook your yarn onto your crochet hook, and this is the basic. This is what you almost always start with. You can go back on it, or you can make a circle with it. So a stitch in crochet is you yarn over and pull up a loop. that's your chain. Then you go into your chain and you yarn over and you pull up a loop. You then have 2 loops on your hook and you pull through 1 time. So that is 1 single crochet. If you're going to do a double crochet, you yarn over before you put your hook through the loop, and then you yarn over, pull through a loop. Now you yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that is 2 crochets, 2 single crochets stacked on top of each other. If you want to do yarn over 3, or triple crochet, you yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you start pulling up more loops. Loop, loop, and loop. So also, see, I'm only going to lose 1 stitch because I dropped it. Okay, 1, 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 more. So then what you have is 1 little crochet, a little larger crochet, and an even larger crochet. So it's very, very versatile and fairly easy to figure out. Well, you can see some of them, so they've made a little mat, and then on the front, they've just put a whole bunch of little, these are double crochets, just a ton of them to make.
Oh, that's
yes,
pretty.
It's cute, yeah. There's another one. Obviously, I spilled something in this one.
It's lovely though.
Yeah. Again, these are my grandmother's things.
I knit, and I've tried to teach myself how to crochet because I want to make a little skirt for my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you keep the tension?
Yeah.
See, because like,
Good question.
I'm a mess. I'm a mess with the tension.
Yeah, okay. Okay, the hook, if you'll notice, it's kind of tapered, gets bigger, closer to here. There's a flat space here, and that's where you hold it. Okay. Then I like to hold my yarn. I depends on how I am feeling that day. Sometimes I need to hook it, wind it around my finger, and sometimes I just can do this. You know, it just depends on what's happening that day. But that's so. When you, that's how I'm doing it today. Okay. Then when you yarn over and pull up a loop, you yarn over and the loop you're working on slides up here,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it just a little bit bigger. So you always slide it up to here and pull it. And this is your workspace right here. And you just push it up a little bit, slide it up so that and I hold on to it right here. And then I make my little chain.
So you don't pull it real taut.
No, And I found people either are too tight or too loose. You know, you have to kind of get a happy medium. So I'm more than happy to help anybody that would like to do it. I have to say, I brag a little bit. I have given classes, and I taught a left-handed Chinese girl to crochet. So I could probably help anybody.
So there's hope for me.
I have a question. I crocheted when I was young,
Yeah,
but this is what, really thin, fine thread? that you-
yeah.
Because they're
Right.
different than what my crochet looked like.
Did you make this one yet? Did you?
No, both are my grandmother's.
Oh, wow,
What
they're
patience.
beautiful. That's,
Right?
that's,
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't expect it to look like that when you passed it around.
I did make this.
Goodness.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
Do you have to
And I
make,
did fit into it at one time.
to check your gauge in knitting, you have to make a little swatch generally.
Right.
Do you do that with crochet also?
Yeah, I don't.
Because you're good at it, but
Unless I have some specific, like if I'm gonna make something
like
to
that.
wear, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you need to
Right.
have your gauge correct. Yeah. So it's half an inch bigger, I don't know. Half an inch smaller, I don't care.
Does that have buttons on the back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
My husband was in the Marine Corps, and he was the commandant's representative to the Army Intel Center in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. And the Marine Corps' 200th birthday happened while we were there. And so I wanted to make something, special to wear to that. So this is what I wore.
And did you wear it with a skirt or pants or?
Yeah, brown velvet skirt. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And this lady really liked it, and she said, "Oh, you make me one." I said, I don't know, this is a lot of work. It gets boring after a while. And so I said, "Well, yeah, this is 76. I said, "Yeah, I'll do it for $75." Thinking, she's oh good. I should have said a couple hundred. So anyway, yeah.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
So when you're doing it, do you like, I had an aunt who could do this. She tried to teach me. It didn't work. But she could just sit there and she didn't even have to think about it. So do you feel like you have a place at the back of your head that's doing your little counts and everything?
Yeah, I do have to count. I'm
So
still
it's
have
at the front of your brain consciously doing it. And she was just like,
Yeah.
oh, talking and.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I just pay attention.
Do you have to look at what you're doing, or can you
Yeah.
watch?
Yeah, you do, because sometimes, especially when you get these little bitty things, you gotta know where you're putting it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, so I have to pay attention. I just sit and watch television.
but you're more listening to television, not
Yeah,
watching it.
yeah. So,
The angel, how do you get that stiff?
that you have fabric stiffener.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, starch, you can use starch. But starch doesn't, doesn't do the stiffness that this has. And this is a little experiment. I used, instead of crocheting a halo, I used a button. So you can see how stiff she is.
Oh, yeah.
Nan, how is that mounted? I told you I have some, like you say, some things that have been handed down,
Yeah.
and I want to mount a bunch of them. Did you have someone mount that for you? Or
Yeah,
did you do it?
I
Oh.
did. I did, yeah.
Is it like on a velvety background?
It's on some kind of a,
Something with a
yeah, yeah.
texture?
I really don't know, because I had a friend who owned a framing shop in Woodbridge. And so this is my grandmother's, one of my grandmothers. I don't remember which one, unfortunately. And she used scrap framing material, and so it didn't cost me much at all.
It's stunning. It's
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah, I gave, I had my daughters pick out one that they would like to have, and I had them praying for them.
Nan, you mentioned your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Those have got to be antiques. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
and valuable. I mean,
yeah.
what
That
is-
one's over 100 years old.
Yeah.
The blanket?
This one, yeah. Well, this one was the other grandmother, and it's, can you imagine spending all this time?
Yeah, but look at the treasure it is. for-
Yes, yes.
So how long does it take to make, obviously that is.
Years.
It makes me wonder, but for an
Nan,
Afghan
I'm
like
curious
this.
now, where was your grandmother and what years did she do that work?
I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know when she did it.
But I mean, was she in Virginia? or-
No.
Where was she?
My grandmother was from Finland.
Uh-huh.
Or actually, yeah. And she came here in the, well, my dad was born in 1910, so they came around the turn of the century. And so this one, I have it folded inside out, it's really neat.
So that's where she learned in Europe to do that. in
I
Finland.
guess so, yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't remember learning how to crochet.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Isn't it incredible?
Does it go on the bed or a tablecloth? No, on the bed.
Well, I guess you can use it wherever you want.
No, I went to
I'm not certain to catch up with it. Yeah.
Isn't that
Now, things like this, well, and that one in particular, these are all squares, and then they are attached. As you can see. So the nice thing about that is that you can take it with you and, work on a square at a time.
And how do you attach the squares? Do you just sew them together?
No,
or do you
no,
crochet-
you have-
you actually crochet
there's-
them together?
Isn't that hundreds of hours of work?
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just finished this one. And this one has, now this one, I did these. These are really interesting because they're, you do the, I can't. It's like little kind of three-dimensional. There's little parts that go over each one. It's, I should have brought,
Like a thread.
Do you have to use a magnifying glass like a head?
no, no. I don't, this is about the smallest thread that I use.
Right.
This is really the tiny thread.
That's beautiful though.
Yeah, so both my grandmothers and my mother all crochet a lot. And this one is called filet. And it's actually one of the simplest stitches to do because it's just, it only has chained and double crochet. So you have a blank spot, and then if you want to start your apple, you fill in the blanks. It's like a chart.
You gotta count, you gotta be able to read.
So,
Gotta have an attention
and
span.
then these are wonderful because you can do these. This is like 3 rows. You know?
Hang them on your Christmas tree.
Yes, and I give them away. They make great little presents. And I can take a ball of yarn or thread and hook and just sit anywhere and, do these.
Is that one starched?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll trade you.
And you put it on a tree or something, or hang it in a window?
It's pretty in a window.
Yeah, yeah. My house up in Triangle had a 27 pane window in the breakfast room, and so I would put the snowflakes in that window. It was really neat.
How long does it take you to make like one of those?
I figured that one, the round one, the one that I just finished, probably about 30 hours.
This one? Wow.
Mhm. 25, 30 hours. And especially if you make a mistake. Mistakes, crochet is fairly forgiving. You can kind of, if you get all the way around in a row and there's something in the last row that you didn't notice, sometimes you can just keep on going and kind of fix it there, it's not that noticeable. But then there are other times when it's just not fixable, and so then you have to rip it out. And my husband had to leave the room when I started ripping out. He couldn't stand to see me rip stuff out that I just finished. But it does happen. So I adhere to, I've been told that the Japanese think that only God can make something perfect. So you need to have at least one mistake in every piece that you make.
The more the better.
That's right. It's personalized.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So, anybody want to try? All these little things you can do later after the meeting if you'd like.
You want me to take them?
Yeah.
So, anybody have any other questions? Oh, again, this one, slapped her in the face here. I actually bought this at the Christmas mart last year, and she's so cute. And she even put feet on and a little tail. That's a tail.
That is very
She's adorable.
So is that one of our artists that did
At
it?
our Christmas mart,
Chris Kringle.
Chris
Kringle
Kringle
mart. Yeah.
Was that Pat Leib?
Hmm?
Did Pat Leib make that?
I don't know who did. No. Something else I was.
That is cute, that's cute.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, different kinds of yarn. I had a bunch of different kinds of yarn. I guess I left it at home. Anyway, this is a very strange yarn.
It's beautiful colors, though.
It's variegated. Yeah, the yarn is variegated.
Yeah. Do they use these?
Put this in a square.
Scrub?
I'm sorry, what?
Do they use these as scrub?
Yeah, it's a dishcloth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes still 3 or 4 hours, maybe. So, another one that I just did. Should have marked him. Oh, here. This is Elliot the elephant, and it's a bib.
Oh my God.
Isn't it cute?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is very cute.
It's cute. So I did this just a couple months ago for a baby shower.
And then you give it a baby.
I won't be there to see. So,
Frame.
yeah. And other baby things. It's great for babies. I've done this. It has a little hood.
Oh,
So isn't it cute? Yeah. So I just found out I'm going to be a great grandmother. Yeah. So I will be making some
more baby stuff.
some more baby stuff. Yeah. So that's not mine. I turned mine off, I think.
That line.
Yeah. Okay. You can also make jewelry. So this is silver thread, metal silver thread, and you string everything on it that you want to put on in the necklace, and then you just start it, and with each stitch you pull a pearl or whatever. So I took a class in that. Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those. So that's the only one I've done.
Are there more of those on the way, or that's it?
I don't know. I figure between buying, and of course, you have to buy more than you're going to use. Between that and the size, the cost of the class, that cost me about $75. So, I don't know, any other questions, comments? Yeah.
Well, it's been years since I've done any crocheting. I have forgotten how to read a pattern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, that's what I was gonna say. That would be interesting, is have a class to teach everybody
Right.
how to remember to
You
read
know,
a
Terry was saying that, different words mean different things or whatever, English in England and America. And the English have different names for some of these stitches, Like we say a single crochet, I don't remember what they say, but it's like our single crochet is equivalent to their double crochet or something, and so there's quite a few different terms, so you have to make sure you're using English or an American pattern. Yeah, but yeah, all of these, this one, and this one are both pretty advanced.
No surprise.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a, what's it called? Front post split. Yeah. So that, that's getting, I just discovered this in the last few years. Yeah, so I enjoy doing them. They are, this one I ripped out several different.
So how do you fit time to do that and these three-dimensional paintings that you do?
Yeah.
They're also labor intensive.
Yeah, they are.
And intricate.
I have to make one for Diane. I started to guess, because I was on this, because I went to a 50th wedding anniversary party on Saturday. So I had started this this one for that, but so I made a huge mistake and could not go on with it after I got to this row, the way it was going to be split. So caution, do some counting, make sure that is, because I had one less row to go every other thing around, and then I came and had two sections that were the same, and I should have had another one in here. So I just changed the pattern. Kept going and did the change, and then I ended up giving them a different one.
Oh,
But anyway.
That's good.
I think that's
very nice.
it.
Thank you, Nan.